Okay, we'll cut this. Let's go. Let's go.
1, 2, 3, let's start.
Okay, so we are engineering management team
Four.
section 3, and we're doing a video wherein Jay is playing Carlos and I'm playing the role of manager. So, hi Carlos, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
I've been called you for a discussion that I wanted to have with you about in general team settings. This is a new role. You are new in this organization, in this company. So, in general, how are you finding this role, and are you keeping up with the company pace and progress?
I think I'm doing a pretty good job.
Mhm.
So when I first came here, I was a little taken off guard because it seems that you guys are moving at a very fast pace. But I've seemed to pick things up pretty well.
Mhm.
The other coworkers have showed me how to do things the way you guys do stuff at this company, and they've taught me pretty well. So although it's still a little bit foreign to me, I think I've done a pretty good job of picking up the pace.
Okay, so I just wanted you to know, do you realize that the project you are put in is very crucial and important for the company? I mean, do you have that sense what kind of vision and mission we have related to that project?
I do realize that you guys really strive to have employees who really focus on the task at hand and really work at a fast pace while still providing accurate results.
Mhm.
So I'm doing my best to adapt to that kind of culture, but I would admit that it is a little bit too much for me right now at the start.
Right. So, do you want? Is there anything I could help to alleviate your anxieties?
Well, I guess you could help me just check up on me when I have deadlines coming up.
Okay.
So one thing I find myself having trouble with right now is that I have a lot of tasks to deal with, a lot of different tasks at the same time.
Mhm.
And when I end up focusing on one, I forget about the other. And I
Mm-hmm.
need kind of a reminder from upper management to make me realize how valuable the task is to the company,
Right.
and to make me reallocate my focus to that task.
Mhm.
So I guess I could use some help with that. In addition, I guess you could help me develop some of the technical skills I need for this position.
Awesome.
When I came into this position, I feel like I had the basic skills necessary, but there are some very specific software things that you
Right.
guys do differently from my past job.
Right.
So if you could put me in maybe a development program you guys have here, or maybe send me to a workshop or something,
Mhm.
that would be really good. I think if you could set that up for me, that would definitely help me out.
Oh, awesome. We could definitely look on something like that to have some sort of specialized training, very fast pace and short duration rate training for you, when you can adapt to the technologies we are working on. Yeah, that would be great, and I'll put that on the feedback system.
Cool.
Yeah, but
Great.
there's another thing that I wanted to mention to you about. I understand this is a fast pace, and you have been trying to your best to cope up with the progress. But with respect to your deliverables, I don't know why your hard work is not coming up in your deliverables, right?
Mhm.
We always find you lacking behind the deadlines, and you have to stretch your work towards the end of it, and you often than not you always go beyond the deadlines, and then you deliver your modules, and that is some that really hampers with the organization culture we are in, and often I find that there are many people who are working around you, helping you in some stuff, so it also takes in much of their time, right? So if you want to talk about that a bit.
Yeah, no, I do understand that maybe my performance is kind of hindering the company, and not just the company work outcomes, but
Mhm.
also the other coworkers, because they might be getting frustrated at the lack of
Right.
production I have. But not to make an excuse on top of the things I previously mentioned about like being reminded of deadlines, but actually this week I've had a lot of issues with my computer at my desk.
Mhm.
I've actually called IT to help me with it a couple times, and for 3 days they weren't answering or weren't showing me any efforts to help fix my computer.
Mhm.
So I don't want to make an excuse, but that actually is a big reason why my production was kind of you know not great this week.
Right. I understand you would have some technical and logistic issues, and there are ways to resolve it. But you see, you need to have you also need to show some passion, and you need to be a bit more proactive in terms of approaching these sort of logistic issues.
Mhm.
If your system wasn't working, you could have probably logged onto the server and probably use some other systems as well, right?
That's true.
It just
That's
shows lack of commitment to the work you are allotted to, right?
Yeah, I
And
do see that, and I think to be completely honest with you, I mean, I didn't want to tell you this at first because I didn't want to put a bigger problem on your hands.
mhm.
But it's not so much that my computer's not working and things like that. Like you said, I could easily work around those kind of things. But I'm actually having a pretty big personal issue I'm dealing with right now. My mother at home, she's very ill,
Mhm.
and I mean, I was pretty close to her growing up and things like that. So just dealing with that right now is really kind of taking my mind away from the workplace and taking away from my production, as you would imagine. So I don't know if I want to necessarily ask you for help with that, but if there's some other way I could get help for it, if you could assist me with that, I'd greatly appreciate it, because I think my work is not showing, not because I don't have the skills for it
Right.
or I don't have the proper work environment. I think those things are great. I love it here. Obviously, it's a little faster than what I'm used to, but it is something I think I can do. It's just that my mind has not been in the workplace right now. It's definitely been with my mom back home.
Oh, I'm really glad you told me this proactively. And one advice I would suggest you, understand we all run through some personal issues, and they sort of hinder with your work performance as well. We all have gone through that phases in some point of their life.
Right.
And the way I suggest is that if you could come up and like you have spoken to me, I'm always available if you ever want to talk to me about anything else in your life. And if you're not comfortable with sharing few of your personal matters with me, that's completely fine. We also have counselors in that frequently visit our organizations in the HR department.
Okay.
You could also go there and seek help. Those are really professional guys, and they'll tell you how to, sort of segregate your mind between professional and personal lives. It really help you to strike a right balance in your life.
Right. Okay. Yeah. If you don't mind that, then if you could set me up with one of the counselors through HR, I appreciate, I would appreciate talking to you about this issue, but at the same time, this is a professional setting, a professional environment. So I think it would just make it uncomfortable for us going forward if me and you were to talk about this personal issue in my life.
Right.
So I think I'd prefer to talk to a counselor through HR. And if you could set me up with that, I think that would really help me. So if you could do that, I think that'd be best for me, and it would help my production in turn and help me adapt to this new work culture and fit in better in the company.
Right. Carlos, I'm really glad you brought this up, and I'll definitely set you up with the HR team, with the counselors. I'll make sure you have the right kind of resources that are required, and in the best way we can help you to come up with this person's situation you are dealing with, right? And besides that, if ever you need any personal or professional help, just feel free to drop in anytime you want. We're always available for you because we understand you are a key resource, and we want you to pitch in and keep working the way you were used to. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
And if there's anything else, just let me know.
Okay. Yeah. No, that's it. I appreciate the fact that you're working with me on this. It's not that you're just telling me I need to improve or attacking me. I really felt that the feedback you gave me is good, constructive, and I appreciate the fact that you're willing to help me out with this. I feel like it's just not you telling me what to do. I feel like we're working on this together. So I appreciate that.
Right. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.